So this video is going to go into meiosis, which is the second type of cell division that we're talking about. And meiosis is the type of cell division that produces gametes, or the sex cells. Now, gametes are the sperm and the ova, but the process starts the exact same way as it did with mitosis. So we're going to start with a single cell up here. It's got 46 chromosomes, and there's going to be chromosome 1 and chromosome 1. So we've got our 1A and our 1B, exactly the same as what we saw to begin with. Now DNA is going to replicate, and so now we're going to have 2 copies of 1A and 2 copies of 1B. So we've gone from our 46 chromosomes to our 92 chromosomes. So the exact same process that we saw with mitosis. Now here it's actually going to be slightly different though, because 1A and 1B, instead of just splitting the way they did in mitosis, we're actually going to see a process called recombination occur. So recombination. This is also known as crossing over. So during this process, what we're going to see is DNA from chromosome 1A and DNA from chromosome 1B trading places. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger here. So here's our chromosomes 1A, our 2 copies of 1A, and I'm just going to switch colors here really quick. And here's our 2 chromosome 1Bs. So keeping in mind these have the same genes but different alleles on 1A versus 1B. Now these two are going to come together and they're going to overlap. So basically it would be like the 1B just kind of shifts that way. So let me move our 1B. So it just kind of all left and it just shifted over to where it's now touching. So it's touching at this point and it's touching at this point. And those 2 places where it's touching, they're going to trade. So when these 2 pull back apart, now our 1B and our 1B actually have a little bit of our 1A attached to them. So that this blue piece here and this blue piece here was this piece and this piece. Right? And then this side's going to move away as well, and we're going to have 2 of the pieces from 1B attached there. Okay, so this whole thing, when it splits apart, this part connects with 1B, where it started with 1A, and this part that was 1B is now connected to a 1A. So now, instead of having 4 chromosomes where 1A and 1A are identical, and 1B and 1B are identical, now we actually have 4 different chromosomes where none of them are identical. So we really can't use these A's and B's anymore. We just have 4 chromosome number 1s that aren't exactly identical to one another anymore. They still have the same genes, but the alleles are different. So now if we go back to our original cell up here, after recombination, what we really have is this situation here. Okay, so our chromosomes are no longer identical. Now this cell is going to start splitting. So let me get a clean page here. So we have our cell, okay, and we've got our chromosomes here. And there we go. So our 4 chromosomes. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to split into 2 cells. Okay, and they're going to split the homologous pair. So it's literally going to split right down the center here. So this half goes this way and this half goes that way. So we're going to have one cell. Oops, goofed up there for a second. Let me erase that and try again here. Okay, so we're going to have this cell over here and this cell over here. And let me put the other half of them in. So it literally just split those 2 in half. That is our first division. So again, up here we had 92 chromosomes after they duplicated. So we're to 46 and 46 in terms of our chromosomes. That's our first division. Now we're going to divide again. So each of these are going to split a second time. Okay, and this time, now we're going to split the sister chromatids. So we're going to end up with 4 cells, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this half is going to come over here, and so we have 1 cell there, or 1 chromosome there. This half is going to go this way, but remember we kind of have the half and half chromosome, so it's going to look like that. And then up here, this chromosome is going to go this way, and this one's going to come down here. And so again, we have a half and half chromosome. So change my ink color again. So there we go. So now I have 4 cells, sorry. Each of these guys have 23 chromosomes in them, which means there's 1 copy of number 1, 1 copy of number 2, 1 copy of number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 23. So these are the sex cells. It could be the sperm or the ova. So we'll call these sperm. We'll just add little tails to them so that we remember what they are. Okay. And after meiosis, now you have your 4 sperm cells or your 4 egg cells. These then would combine with the opposite sex cell to create a baby eventually through the process of fertilization, which is a completely different process than what we're looking at here. So this again was meiosis, M-E-I-O-S-I-S, okay? And it is the type of cell division for reproduction only. It splits the number of chromosomes from 46 down to 23, so that when it combines with its second cell during fertilization, you have 2 copies of each chromosome, 1 set from mom, 1 set from dad.